Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. They'll come out throwing here on first down. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The start less than ideal as they already face a 2nd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's airing it out for Williams. Left sideline, a dime, and it looks like he's got it. A big play there for Detroit. 47 yards.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one, and there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Back to throw here. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. The Lions at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
That's caught. It's Sam Laporta. He's got room to roam. Touchdown, Detroit. Sam Laporta, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon.
And there's a situation where as a tight end, once he gets that end zone in his sights, he's not going to back down from anyone. He doesn't worry about running to daylight. He doesn't mind running through contact. That's totally fine by him.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. So Charles already down 7-0 early. They opt to take a shot there on the first play of scrimmage, but that plan backfires.
That feels a little bit like last week's loss lingering into this game, doesn't it? You know, you're down 7 already. You lost last week. It's almost like they were trying to get it all back in one shot, trying to take a big chunk play right out of the gate.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. You look at this Baltimore defense. Yeah, they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
This is 2nd and 8. Now back to throw. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger gain.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. It's a quarterback sneak. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. They go play action here on 1st down. He's airing it out for Williams. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Now receiver in motion left. And they'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown Detroit. From 4 yards out. And the Lions lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Just a great individual effort there to take that pop pass and scamper off into the end zone.
And that's why offenses love that play partner, because that gives them a chance to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers with a full head of steam behind them. It's often like a track relay. Legs 2, 3, and 4. That first guy steaming ahead, and he just hands it to you, and you get a chance to take off and go before you even get the baton.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. You talk about this Lions defense. This unit third best in the NFL in stopping the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
A short throw caught by Andrews. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
But he's not going to be able to get rid of it. He's going to be tackled behind the line. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. And Shaheed going to go in motion. 4th down. Here's Jackson. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So a nice play defensively by the rookie, coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think we could all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel...
And it'll be intercepted. And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. Bear in mind they had 2 interceptions last week, but that was in 4 quarters. They've got 2 here in the first quarter alone.
And the unsung people in this streak, the pass rushers, because most of the time, they're the ones that affect things in the pocket for a quarterback trying to throw the football, rushing them, getting them off their spot, harassing them, and that allows the defensive backs, the linebackers, to swoop in and make the picks downfield.
And they're swooping. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw is Jackson. Downfield and caught by Thornton. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline. But here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
Now it's Jackson. Got his man, and that's the rookie 4th-round pick. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Last play went for over 30 yards. This one not quite as big, but still over 20. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Jackson now. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback, as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there, because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for first and goal. Jackson will throw again. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Now Lamar changing the look. Here's Jackson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Big play coming here. It's third and goal. Throwing is Jackson. And he's got it. Touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens go 98 yards and finish it off in the end zone. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7.
Next to score on Lions 14, Ravens 7. Justin Tucker will kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Here's Knight on the handoff. Shedding through the defense. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Slot man moves right. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. 20, 10, run. And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. 44 yards on the ground. So that one just a little touch pass, but it paid off quite handsomely.
Yeah, and let's face it, the quarterback loves it because it pads his stats as a completed pass for nice yardage downfield. But I like the way they get the receiver in motion. It's almost like he's running a route before he gets the football because he's got a full head of steam when the ball is popped in his direction.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. And with a play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Gibbs is in for a Lions touchdown. Extra point attempt to come here. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Here's Jackson. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Jackson. Complete. This is Mitchell. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to him, and it's paying off.
First down, here's Mitchell. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
This defensive unit ranks 3rd in the NFL against the run. If they keep making plays like that, they might move up in the rankings, but you got to like what they're doing. Plugging up the middle, able to run to the perimeter. People just can't do much against them.
Now Jackson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been played at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
And An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on fourth down. Jackson from the shotgun. And in for the Ravens touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Ravens' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Tucker with the extra point, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
Ravens 14.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Down the left sideline. He may go. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown 1 play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Jackson. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. That one almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down. Now it's Jackson.
It gets this complete to Shaheed. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Back to throw. Jackson.
That is caught. And he will have a Ravens first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
And Jackson throwing once more.
Completes this one to Thornton. Finding room at midfield.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be pulled in by the tight end Andrews. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his first touchdown of the new season.
And the Ravens have cut it back within a score.
These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes, because that's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.
Jamison Williams.
67 yards.
And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
The extra point up and good. And the lead now up to 14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going.
Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores.
Throwing to start the drive. Jackson.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
They approach this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
And Shaheed going to go in motion.
From the gun on third down, Jackson.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will work his way out of bounds here at the 25-yard line.
A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively. Just too hard to keep him under wraps, and delivers a big play here for this offense.
To throw again is Jackson. And he's going to go down here and sack. They push him back to the 34. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. Open man down the field. This is Mitchell. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Tucker now for the extra point. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field.
And that flag accepted.
Justin Tucker, the kickoff for Baltimore.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
They're on the 30-yard line.
Go. 13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on first down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Out to his left. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They'll throw now on the final play. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, after watching him ring the bell that many times and putting the ball in the end zone, throwing it, you had to figure they had to bring some type of pressure. They had to change things up on defense.
And able to get to him, put him on the ground, so maybe just something to throw him off a little bit.
Yeah, that had to feel a lot better for the defensive guys. They've been getting carved up in this one. To finally knock him on the ground and force an incompletion, that's got to be a sigh of relief.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Ravens 28.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half.
And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30.
Offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced?
Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. And the Lions will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. You come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
And he will score. Touchdown, Lions.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Lions have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the lead is up to 14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. To throw is Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick six.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun. Jackson work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now it's Jackson. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a third and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out third and long.
3rd and 2.
Looking to throw. Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yards.
And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And the Lions are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
Now he's loose again. Inside the 10.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Lions get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
A try here for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been...
A wild throw there, and it is intercepted.
Carlton Davis picks it.
And he'll be brought down with a penalty flag on the field. It was a late decision to throw, and it might have been too late. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material.
A little jet sweep to start the drive.
And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end, and that play going nowhere.
But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Back to throw here.
Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs.
And he's got this down to the 35. It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. And here's another nice example. They set up the screen, and he's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it.
He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw again. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. He'll wind up losing 10 there. A full 10 yards, so that one hurts. And it brings up 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw here. This is caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jameson Williams
with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Lions will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
To kick off for the Lions.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the 1st half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Throwing is Jackson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson now. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though. No surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Again, Jackson. And he comes back with one complete. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Jackson to throw. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 16. Now it's Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
Now Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point. But being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
Got his man. It's Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's good for the Lions.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now back to throw.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Up big here in the 4th quarter. Up really big. That pass and incompletion. I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
A loss of 9.
Back to throw. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Jackson from the shotgun. He may go. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And that'll cut the lead down to 28.
Makes the score Lions 63, Ravens 35. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
And they're on the 30-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not, and I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
There he goes left side. Inside the 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. 61 yards. And the Lions look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Now the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Ball on the 30 as they come up, 2nd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Jackson. And that'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore. Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
From the gun, Jackson. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 31. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Jackson will throw again.
And this one too low.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 20-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. From the gun, it's Jackson.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. To throw again is Jackson. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28.
Ravens 42. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. He's on his way.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Extra point splits the uprights. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
To throw is Jackson.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Tough series for the passing game. clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Jackson. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And for Jackson, this may be a free play. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mitchell. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
And Jackson throwing once more. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Now, 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
Now it's Jackson. That is caught inside the 5. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. With that last completion, CDs now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
And my goodness, another interception. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner, hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Point after try forthcoming. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Lions, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.